Hello guys. So in today's video I'm bringing you behind all the prepping that I have to do for one of the events that I have coming up. Yes, I'm in my PJs. We've covered this. It's late at night and I decided that I need to prep for an event that was happening this weekend. So just to give you a little bit of knowledge about the timing, basically this is on a Tuesday night and the event is not until Saturday. So I decided to inflate the balloons ahead of time because I didn't want to deal with everything else in life that I got going on. I had another balloon bouquet that you saw in my last video. So you kind of have to like time yourself and prioritize which things you can accomplish ahead of time. So in this case, these balloons were filled with air, so they're going to last for weeks, if not months. So I'm definitely going to get a head start. So right now, as you see me, I'm building I'm prepping my balloons. I'm building my garlands. So right now I'm moving on to my 5 little inch clusters, and I start building like, a longer cluster altogether with my 5-inch balloons. These are my balloon fillers, what's going to make the garland look organic and pretty. So I go ahead and just prep all of them. Now, questions. Could I inflate these little ones with the electric pump? Yes, I do it with a hand pump because I want them all to be the same size. So I know that for each balloon, I just do 2 pumps and move on. Does it require more time? Yes, but you do the method that you're used to, and this is the method that I choose to do my little balloons. So you see me doing all of those. I had already inflated my bigger balloons. I'm not going to film those because it's pretty self-explanatory, right? There's no sizing for those. They're organic. So some of my balloons are my 12-inch balloons, and I just calibrate them. Well, I don't calibrate them, I just inflate them. So now I'm going to do my little clusters and attach a 260. This will give me a stretchy kind of thing to put around my garland, to install them on my garland. And then I move on to my navy. So the story with this garland is a party for a graduation. The girl is graduating from Centenary School, and we're using the colors that you see from the school. So that being the white and navy blue, but we're adding chrome silver to it as well. And we're just doing a Kiara wall, personalized with a wording that says "Congrats, Kaylee." So whatever I can do to prep my balloons, I'm gonna ahead of time. I'm gonna do it to win some time the day of the event for installation. So that's why when I finish with my clusters, you're gonna see me doing the 260 stretchy balloons and adding them. I don't have to do that at the venue. I pretty much pre-inflate all my balloons prior to event. I still bring extra balloons just in case something pops or I need to fill something. I always bring extra balloons to inflate at the place, but for the most part, all of my balloons get inflated right away, like before the party. So anyway, so these colors are Callison brand balloons, dark navy, white, and chrome silver. So here is a quick look at all the balloons that I have inflated. As you can see, they're just a bunch of quads with different sizes. The balloon sizes that I use are normally 3 sizes: 18-inch, 12-inch, and 5-inch. So here I'm going to grab one of the clusters. I'm going to grab the necks of one of the balloons and marry to the neck of the other balloon. There's different ways and methods of attaching your garlands. This, to me, it's the easiest, and you do not have to waste on product. I mean, back in the day, I used to use a 260, but if they're really good quality balloons, they tend to have long necks. This way you can like attach them, and they're still movable, so you can arrange your garlands however you want. But so here I am using the necks. I attach them, and I have a big cluster of three clusters each. So what I do is, because I'm using my Kiara wall, I already know the length that I need to do my garlands. So for this garland, I'm going to split my garland and cut it into half, so to speak. So I have this one thing right here ready to go. Put it aside and continue to work on my next garland. This way, if I split it in half, it's easier for me for transportation. It's not as long, so I'll just marry it together the day of the install. So this is how I do. I see what color is next, and I kind of have a visual of what my garland is going to look like once all put together. Now, don't get fooled by the struggle. It's really not that hard, but you just gotta squeeze a little bit to try to get those necks and tie them together. So here I have two garlands that it will become eventually one long, about 12 foot of garland, okay? Now, the next thing I have is my bracelets. These are 260 balloons that I go ahead and place on my quads, or clusters, I should say. And I prep them ahead of time, so then I don't have to do this the day of the install. Like I said, I'm going to be one step ahead of the game, so everything is ready to go, and the day of the install I can just grab into my bag, grab the stretchy balloon, and hook them onto my garland. So, you know, for those that have businesses, this is the way to go to win some time. See, all of my little clusters, I'm going to already prep them with my stretchy balloons, so they're easy to manage. So speaking of venues, I know that a lot of you guys that follow me don't really have a balloon business. It's more like doing balloons for yourselves. But for those that have businesses that require balloon decoration, rentals, I always wondered, like, why would you inflate the balloons at venues? Like, I always prep all my balloons ahead of time. That's my trick, because to win time, like I always give myself about 2 hours prior to the start of the event for setup. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want to take more of my client's time inflating balloons at the location. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I never understood how people can do that. I just bring a full cart of balloons at the place and focus more on the setup and design than inflating balloons. But anyways, so moving on with my balloons. In order to keep them fresh, I use these huge mattress bag balloons. They're clear, so it's easy for me to see what I'm grabbing. And also there's a method to my madness. I'm gonna be honest, it's not just putting balloons in there. You notice how I started placing the little 5-inch balloons at the bottom first. Then I work on my single clusters and stuff them in. The reason why I do that is because when I'm at a venue, again, I have to win time. So what I'm going to do is put the garlands in order of like how I use them first. So all these clusters are going to be in the middle. Then lastly, the 5-inch balloons. And then my garlands build up in another bag as well. Now, bagging them basically makes the balloon conserve its shine, its freshness. So even if it's a week in advance, by bagging them, you're all set to go, and it's guaranteed that the balloons will look fresh and better. So always want to bag as soon as you inflate your balloon. You know, balloons normally tend to oxidize with the weather. In this case, we're in winter time, so it's freezing cold, but I still want to make sure that my balloons look fresh for the day of the event. So you see me bagging them, and so far this is it. Now I worked on this. I will pack them in the car, make room for it. You know, I'm trying to take some of the air out of the bag so that it doesn't take so much space in my car. But here are the 2 bags ready to go for the day of the event. The last thing that I'm going to do, since I already inflated everything, I already have my wall, is basically the vinyl lettering that says "Congrats, Kaylee," so that I will do it as it gets closer to Saturday. So here you go, you guys. Here's the final look of the garland all set in place with our backdrop, and my client provided those glittery silver flowers that I installed at location, and I hope you guys enjoy.